All praises, all praises. Make sure it's make sure it's working. There we go. Okay, here we go. We up. Shalom, shalom to all the family online. It's not a light outside. That time change. Yeah. So I'm not used to that light being outside. I'm used to it being dark by now. Apologize to the family online for being a little behind today, but let's get straight to it. How's everybody feeling today in the school? Good. Okay. That's right. That's right. So, of course, I'm Deshaun. This is my wonderful Elder Gadal. Ahmad, can you turn the camera? Can you scoot in a little bit? Oh, you good. There you go. All right. So today, the title is Seek Counsel, Flee Pride, and Embrace Shame. That might sound crazy in the world. Embrace shame. Why would you want to be shameful? But let's get into it. I'm going to let the precepts explain it. Let me get Proverbs 11:1. Mata Kasai, what's up? How you doing, Malak? Okay. Iraq, how you doing, brother? Milka. Victor, stay tapping in. How you doing, brother? Okay, it's going to be a good day today. Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1. A false balance is an abomination unto the Lord.
So a false balance is abomination. The Most High God, he likes things to be in perfect harmony. Like man with man, woman with woman, 12 hours a night, 12 hours a day, everything is kind of in balance. Even the ocean, just enough water to keep all the animals steady, but not enough to flood everybody, Let me get verse 2.
Verse 2. When pride cometh, then cometh shame.
So when pride cometh, then cometh shame. Okay. So when you're prideful, the Most High is going to make you feel shame one way or the other. There's no way around it. The smart thing to do is when you're having that first inkling of wickedness creep into your brain, that will be the perfect time to feel shame and repent immediately from a thought, because it's harder when you repent from an action, because with that comes judgment, loss of money, STDs, all type of stuff like that. You know what I mean? So verse 2 is saying, when you're prideful, your shame will come. You're not going to escape shame. I'm going to give you a perfect example. A gangbanger. He has no shame in killing his brother. He has no shame in living that lifestyle. No shame in doing drugs. No shame in selling drugs to his own people, selling drugs to his homeboy that's locked up, mama, while he's in jail. He has no shame in that. But when he is on the other side of the spectrum, and he gets shot, and he's paralyzed, and he's in the hospital with a catheter. What's that bag called? Is that called a catheter? Yeah, with a colostomy bag, or however you say it. The Most High, now you felt that shame. You felt the shame of your actions, but you felt it when he turned it on you. So, don't think you can escape shame. Shame is a good thing, but it's just when you accept it, because the Most High will force it upon you. Go ahead, keep on reading.
When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom.
Lowly means humble. Lowly means to bow down. So when you bow down to the laws of God, when you bow down to what God said, you will get wisdom instead of shame. Okay. So this is the main reason a lot of the so-called believers don't have any wisdom. Okay. Let me get Isaiah 61:7. Because they haven't fully submitted to the words of God. Okay. So let's go back to shame. Okay, because like I said, shame could be perceived as a bad thing. You know. Go ahead.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 61 and verse 7. For your shame ye shall have double.
Read it again.
For your shame ye shall have double.
So for your shame you shall have double. For when you actually feel shame and repent away from the thing that you're feeling shame about, you will have double. You will be rewarded double for that. Okay? Because a lot of the things that you feel shame about, or you should feel shame about, are things that maybe please the flesh, things that your homies are doing, things that your college buddies are doing, things that seem fun. You know, I always think of the saying, everything that glitters is not gold. You know, so when you actually feel shame, it's a good thing, because that means the Lord is working with you, and you thinking about those laws, and you thinking about what's right and what's wrong. Because if you're not feeling that shame, you're not thinking about what the Most High requires of you, and you're just working in the flesh at that point. So you actually get a reward for shame. Go ahead, keep on reading.
And for confusion they shall rejoice in their portion.
And so when you're confused, when there's things that seem pleasing to the flesh, things that confound you, things that you've been corrected on that you really think is not a big deal, but you hearken to the words of the Lord and the counsel that's given to you, the Lord is gonna repay you for that. You know, double. I believe the scripture says, I forgot what it says, but it says something to the effect of, what you give up now, you get like thousandfold. You know what I mean? So sacrifice, you know what I mean? We're talking about sacrifice here. And so let me get Proverbs 16 and 18. Actually, I'm sorry, you already turned from that? Finish that off.
Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them.
Everlasting joy should be to them that embrace shame. Everlasting joy should be unto them that in their times of confusion, they seek counsel and do what's right, thus saith the Lord. So shame is a good thing. Pride is a bad thing. Because in the world, people say pride is good. What did that Army commercial say? The few, the proud, the something, right? The Marines. Being proud is like a good thing. Not being at a point where nobody could tell you nothing, that's like success. But that's really a recipe for disaster. You know what I'm saying? According to the Most High God. And there's many instances and examples that we can go to show that. I'm not going to show too much video, but I am going to show eventually a little snippet, and it's going to show you what a lot of pride and a lack of shame will do to someone. Okay, so go ahead with that Proverbs. Proverbs 16 and 18.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction.
Pride cometh before what?
Before destruction.
Pride is a prelude to destruction. So contrary to what the wisdom of the world says, that pride is some type of good thing, it's a prelude to destruction. Thus said the Lord. And Proverbs got nothing but wisdom in it. Proverbs has nothing but wisdom in it. I think Proverbs and Sirach are like two of my favorite books. Like, it's just like gem after gem in there. Okay. So pride cometh before destruction. Okay. What's up, Amana Wall? I see you in the chat. So keep on reading on that.
And an haughty spirit before a fall.
A haughty spirit, high-minded, on a pedestal. What happens when you get lifted up on the pedestal? You're gonna fall. When you grounded, you can't really fall. You know what I mean? So pride in the strong blue letter dictionary is H1347. It's H1347. That means arrogancy, exaltation, really over the Most High. You exalting yourself over the Most High. That's when people start taking credit for stuff. I remember Snoop Dogg did an interview, not an interview. He got an award like way back in the Death Row days, right? And he was like, first off, I want to thank myself. You know what I mean? It sounds cool. You know what I mean? But the Most High allowed you to have the success that you had. He didn't even deserve it. Just like on the flip side, it's a verse I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Kalab know it. It says basically on the flip side of that is, it says we complain about our judgment and we deserve worse. We deserve worse. Really, we deserve worse than what we got. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has made good on his promise by having mercy and grace on the children of Israel, because all of us are worthy of death. I can't speak on everyone, but I am. Okay. So a little recap. The world says that pride is everything. The world says that shame is a bad thing. God says opposite. In this world, it's a flex to get to a point, like I said, where financially and like status-wise, nobody can say nothing to you. You know, that's celebrity status. When nobody can say nothing to you, you don't need anybody for nothing, and everybody's coming to you asking you for stuff. You know, I remember Lil Wayne did an interview, and he said, I could wake up every day and go anywhere in the world I want and do whatever I want. You know, that's a dangerous thing, because you start to believe that you don't need God. And, you know, Most High starts smiting him with all type of, seizures. But start losing his dreads, start looking like a little gremlin. You know what I mean? Like, you know, no amount of money could take that away. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I said, he deserved worse. The Most High spared him. You know what I'm saying? That's the mercy of the Most High God, because as much drugs as he did, without no shame, you know what I mean? A lot of people have passed from that. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's in this world to teach you, it's good to get to a point where nobody can tell you what to do. You're self-sufficient and independent, much like they tell our women. You know, Lil Boosie made the song IND, independent, right? That was an anthem. That's a bad thing to be a woman and be independent. That means you're lacking a head, you're lacking guidance, you're lacking someone to assist in taking care of you. Okay, so let me get Jude 19. Jude 19. It's like you somewhere start, it's like a good thing to alienate yourself, just to be like on solo, you know. You ever heard somebody say that? I'll be on my solo dolo. That's like said that to be a good thing. Like, I don't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm an individual-like spirit, as Manawaf say. Let me get Jude 19.
Book of Jude, verse 19. These be they who separate themselves.
These be them who alienate themselves, who think they good and they don't need nobody. They don't need God. They don't need counsel. They don't need advice. They don't need help. Go ahead.
Sensual, having not the spirit.
Emotional, having not the spirit. If you by yourself, you don't have the spirit. You know, I remember we was talking to a brother. I'm not gonna say no names. We was talking to a brother, me and the Marwaf, a couple other brothers was talking to a brother. Brother said he not with a camp. You know, he alone. he good like that. What I'm saying, he good. Brother, selling vapes. Brother selling vapes. He said the brother got to eat. In the truth. And I'm not trying to throw no shade. I didn't say no names. If a brother watch this, it is what it is. Open rebuke is better than secret love. That's the kind of spirit we have to be in. This lesson is going to segue into counsel, and what a real friend is. So, and my brother in the Manawaf, he told him, you going off. You know what I'm saying? You going off. So let me get Ecclesiastes 4:9. How you doing, Hebrew daughter? Makazah. I miss you out. See you on Passover, most high willing. Appreciate you, live, for putting in precepts in the chat. Yeah, 4:9.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse number 9. Two are better than one.
Two are better than one. See, we read that, we went over that. Everybody's heard that. But when you really go and dig into this and break it down, it has a deeper meaning than just, go ahead and keep reading. I'll expound on it after you're done.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
So they have a good reward in teamwork. The Most High God likes teamwork. Brethren in unity. Holding each other accountable. Go ahead.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he have not another to help him up. So if you by yourself, of course,
this is somewhat it's somewhat metaphorical, because when you fall, your fellow will help you up. When you don't have anybody, nobody's going to help you up. And a fall can mean falling into sin, falling into, bad doctrine, falling into a path that's going to lead you to sin that you might not see the end of that path, but your brothers might see that, you know what I mean, and he might pick you up before you fall. So let me get Sirach 37:8. So again, back to pride. Like, pride will make you so high-minded that it's almost impossible to attain two is better than one type of friend. Because pride will make you feel like nobody can't tell you nothing. I'm a grown man. I could do as I please. That's why I respect BOW so much, because we have bylaws that are not rooted in trying to control people, but trying to save people, trying to prevent people from doing things that are detrimental to themselves and in fact their families and their salvation, at the end. So how do we determine the people or persons that we choose to take counsel from? How do you find that two is better than one friend? A friend that will, pick you up when you fall. Okay. Let me get that. Sirach 37:8.
Book of Sirach, chapter 37, verse 8. Beware of a counselor.
Okay, so is the Most High God double-minded? Is he saying don't take counsel? No, he's not saying that. He's saying be cautious in who you take counsel from, because even if you're someone who feels like you don't need counsel from anybody, understand that you're taking counsel. You're taking counsel from yourself. You're taking counsel from people you hanging around. Birds of a feather flock together. Sometimes, you might face the judgment of the people that you're around. I'll say I'm a prime example of that. I never was a gang member. I never got put on the hood. I lived in the hood. I knew all the gangsters. I hung out with the gangsters, and guess what? I caught a bullet for them gangsters. Look like a duck, quack like a duck is a duck. You know what I mean? So beware of counsel. Be cautious of who you take counsel from. So we're gonna break down how do you find a counselor that is that has your best intentions in mind. Your best your best intention in mind. Go ahead.
Beware of a counselor and know before what need he hath, for he will counsel for himself.
So some people will counsel for themselves. They'll try to counsel you and try to tell you what to do to benefit them. I'm gonna give you a prime example. The Christian pastor. Christian pastor will counsel you and your wife and tell y'all that y'all should split up and go separate ways, and then be counseling your wife in a hotel room. You gotta be careful who you taking counsel from. You know, especially out the truth. That's like Russian roulette. You really rolling dice out there taking counsel from anybody. Okay. Keep on going.
Lest he cast the lot upon thee.
So he might cast his lot upon you. He might cast his burden on you. He might cast his wants on you. He might, be trying to counsel you so he could come up off of you or throw his burden on you. You got to know who people are before you take counsel from them. I'm gonna give you an example. You can't. I'm not saying you can't take counsel from somebody that doesn't have kids, but if you have kids and it's someone who doesn't have any kids, they're probably not going to give you as good of advice as someone who has kids. You know what I mean? Like it's some people that I know that I grew up with that's my same age that have small children. I have a 19-year-old daughter, and I went through a lot with her. I kind of could give like some decent advice just off the strength of experience. You know what I mean? So you got to know who's counseling you. You can't just go spilling your business to people because they cool or they in your car club or they got the latest J's all the time. They are cool. They're the cool person. Okay. Keep on going on that.
And say unto thee, thy way is good. And afterward he stand on the other side to see what shall befall thee.
So people will counsel you into being a crash test dummy. I'm gonna give you an example of that. Somebody at your job you think is your friend, right? Y'all both kind of mad at something going on at work. And he said, man, I'll go in there and I'll tell him, man. I'll go to HR and I'll tell him, but you don't go to HR. You go to HR, you being hostile or you quit your job or you should just quit. All the time they trying to get your position. They didn't put you into a trick bag to see what's gonna happen to you. They done made you a crash test dummy. That's the same thing with gang banging. A whole bunch of crash test dummies where people sending other people on missions that they don't want to go on, so they don't have to face the consequences. Okay, and that's not loving your brother. So even if they face the consequences and you don't, you're gonna face the consequences from the Most High God for not loving your brother and putting them in a precarious situation. Okay. You just read 9, right? Verse 9. Okay. So yeah, be cautious in who you taking counsel from. Okay, verse 10.
Verse 10, consult not with one that suspected thee.
Don't take counsel from somebody who don't like you. Somebody who didn't showed you they rear end before. If you know what I'm talking about. Somebody who didn't acted out, who didn't got crazy with you. Somebody, a lot of times that happens at work too. Somebody kind of cross you the wrong way. Then they want to be your friend. Next thing you know, you sitting down having lunch with them and you taking advice from them. Never take count. I'm not saying you got to hate that person, especially if they're Israelite. You shouldn't hate them. You should hold no grudge. But don't take counsel from nobody who has shown that they don't like you, because people are fake.
Especially if they haven't came to you and said, ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, especially that advice is rooted in wickedness most of the time. Okay. Keep on going on that.
God. And hide thy counsel from such as envy thee.
Don't take counsel from somebody that's jealous of you. Somebody that's always like, man, I wish I had that. Man, I wish I like. It's just not smart. It's just not smart to take counsel of someone who's jealous of you. Thus saith the Lord. Okay. It's people really out here that's ready to rejoice at your fall. They'll smile in your face, and when you fall behind closed doors, be taking a shot. Man, I'm glad that failed. I'm glad. I'm glad he got fired. He thought he was the shh. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she got fired. She thinks she cute with them hair wraps and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm serious. Hey, trust me. Them behind closed doors conversations you don't hear, crazy. You know, just like I was at work, and this might be a little off subject, but it's a Edomite, and I could tell he don't like me. I know he called me all type of N words when he go home. It's the same thing with our people. Sadly, our people will enjoy seeing you fall. And just like the Most High said, never trust thy enemy, their natural enemy. Don't trust your own people who make you their enemy, who show that they're not your natural enemy, but they've made themselves enemies of you. Okay. You got to be wary of these people. Don't take counsel from these people. Remember, we're trying to figure out who can we take counsel from. You know what I mean? So let me get Sirach 37 and 12.
Verse number 12. But be continually with a godly man.
Be continually with a godly man. A lot of times we use this when we speaking on who a woman should court. Hey, Mark, how you doing in the chat? Hello, babe. I see you in the chat. William Thomas. Raya. Okay. Tavon. Erica Morales. Oh, Morales. Some 10 tribe in the building. Okay. So, read that again.
But be continually with a godly man.
So be continually with a godly man. This is the wisdom the Most High has given us on how to find a two is better than one friend. That's what I like to call it. A two is better than one friend. So let's jump to Matthew 5 and 48. You can hold right there. We're going to go right back to it. Matthew 5 and 48. I guess that's a good thing about having the Apocrypha separate, huh? You can just put it to the side real quick.
Book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 48.
So how do we determine who a godly man is?
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
So that's what a godly man is. A man that's chasing perfection. A man that wants to be blameless. A man that doesn't just want to squeak by. A man that wants to be, I remember it was in Thessalonians, Paul said, you remember how I was when I came and taught you guys. I made sure I held myself blameless so I didn't pollute the gospel. Because you was preaching the gospel. You don't want nobody to think the gospel is full of ish because you are. You know what I mean? So be continually with a godly man. Someone who is chasing perfection, chasing to be blameless, chasing to have no blemish. Okay, let me get Sirach 37 and 12. Continue on that.
Whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord.
Who you know keeps the commandments of the Lord. Not technically perfect, but someone who you know is chasing it. Someone who you know, if they even have a thought of going off, is going to feel that shame and not have pride to think that they know it all. Shame is a beautiful thing. When you feel shame, you know the Most High is dealing with you. You know them laws is on your heart. You know what I mean? Not like in the kingdom of heaven, but they stay on your mind. Because without that, what did Paul say? He knew not sin, right? So without those laws, you ain't gonna feel no shame. Okay, so be continually with a godly man who keeps the commandments. That's why it's good to check in on your brothers. Know what they doing. Etc. So keep on reading on that. As a matter of fact, let me get Sirach 6:6. How you doing, Remnants Angel? I see you in the chat.
Book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse number 6. Be in peace with many.
So you should be at peace with many. Be at peace with, it said if be at all possible, be at peace with all men. We don't teach to go, pull burners on Esau and kill the heathen and all that. Especially you should be at peace with your own people. Okay, go ahead.
Nevertheless, have but one counselor of 1,000.
So have but one counselor of 1,000. Do you even know 1,000 people that's close to you?
Nah.
So you probably should have one person. You should really narrow it down. You shouldn't be taking advice from multiple brothers. And if so, they should both be proven. Okay. So take one counselor of 1,000. Now let me get verse 7.
Verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first and be not hasty to credit him.
So don't be hasty to credit him. Prove a friend first. See, we so carnal in the world, like everybody want to be friends with the cool guy. He don't even gotta prove himself. He could just have the latest J's on. He could drive a Hellcat. He could have a loud pack. And have the biggest chain you ever seen, and that's your buddy. That's your boyfriend. That's your homie. This is why I love Shaquat. Because when I first came to BOW, no, he wasn't contentious with me, but I had to prove myself before he got close to me. That's how Shaquat is. He's not about to just jump into no friendship with nobody. Yes, there's people that are in charge of hospitality that make people feel welcome, but it's also brothers like Shaquat who gonna keep an eye out and he gonna call stuff out. And he might say in a plan where, hey, what's up there, brother? He going off. But he be serious though. Sometimes he be really questioning stuff. That's how you're supposed to be, especially when you're looking for someone that is gonna hold you accountable. Because that's part of picking you up when you fall, is holding you accountable. Not being a yes man. I don't want no yes man. I had a lot of yes men in the world. You know what I mean? And yes men don't lead to nothing but folly. That's a fact. So go back to Sirach 37 and 12. Start at whose mind?
Whose mind is according to thy mind.
So whose mind is according to thy mind. So obviously, if you're trying to keep the law, statutes, and commandments, okay, that's 2 strikes against any worldly advice for sure. Because the world don't keep the law. So that will make you not like-minded. So that's 2 strikes against any advice from anybody in the world. Okay. If you're hanging out with people in the world, you're taking advice from them. The best advice I've got from anybody in the truth is when I had friends, I used to entertain, even though it just be on phone calls. You know what I'm saying? The best advice I got was like, hey man, you need to stop dealing with them so much, man. You got something serious to focus on. Just entertaining folly, like non-profitable conversation. You know what I'm saying? When you could be reading, when you could be, studying with your brothers, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Waste of time. No, yeah, it's vain. It's vain babbling at that point. So Sirach 37 and 12, start at will sorrow.
And will sorrow with thee, if thou shalt miscarry.
Somebody that will truly be sad if you fall. If one of my brothers sin, I'm going to be sad. In the world, they giving you a high five. That's the sharp contrast between the world and the truth, righteousness. So, you know, and I know I'm speaking on the world, but it's even in the truth. Like, you got to examine people in the truth, because some people, you know, might be think they're in the truth and they not. Me and the man of wife talk about this all the time. Jacob be a reprobate and don't even know it. That's scary. That's why I want somebody who's going to tell me what it is. Don't lie to me. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell me what it is, how it is. Because in essence, if you don't, you lying to your brother. And his blood will be upon my blood will be upon anybody's hands who don't correct me. Okay. We'll start with the if thou shalt miscarry. Let me get Ecclesiastes 4:10 again.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 10. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
So what does that mean? What are some examples of lifting up your fellow if he falls? Because when I first read this, I just looked at it from a surface level, like, oh, you know, when your spirit is down, he'll lift you up, you know, or, you know, when you discouraged, he'll lift you up. But like I said, give me Proverbs 27:5. We're gonna dig a little deeper into this, you know, two is better than one friend. This friend that'll lift you up when you fall. Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 27, verse 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love.
It's better to rebuke your brother openly than to love him and just be quiet and just watch him just be destroyed. Because really, if you don't rebuke your brother, you don't love him. Like I said earlier, being picked up out of sin, okay, or being plucked up off the road to sin. That's even better. If you can prevent your brother from sinning, if you can clarify a misconception with your brother, you know, that might have him in reprobate status before he actually fall all the way off. Because the Most High, he blow out whoever's candlestick he want, whether you knew you was going off or not. Okay, let me get 1 Thessalonians 5:12. How you doing, Patricia? How you doing? Mama Julie, there you go. Hey, everybody gotta learn sometime. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 12. And we beseech you, Shalakia, and we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you.
So you gotta know who labors among you. You gotta pay attention to who's doing what. You gotta pay attention to who's putting in work, because the people who's putting in work for the Lord, that's the people who you want to go to, who you want to, you know, get to know, who you want to, you know what I'm saying, seek counsel from when you need to, when you're unsure about things. You know what I'm saying? When you feel like, you know, I don't really know if I'm going off or not. And sometimes it's just good to just do a wellness check and just go holler at your brothers like, hey, look, man, this was going on with me. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think? It's not brothers being in your business or you being weak or you not being a man. It's you, you know, I used to always call it I like the saying, looking at somebody looking at it from the outside, looking in. You know, sometimes you might not see things the way other people see it, and that different view might help you. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And are over you in the Lord and admonish you.
Admonish you. Admonish in the Strong's is G3560, which means to warn, to exhort, to reprove or correct gently. Someone that's not just gonna shove down your throat that you're wrong, but someone that's gonna willing to take the time to explain it to you and let you understand it, because that's love. You know what I'm saying? With patience. Okay. Keep on going. Verse 13.
And to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake.
So it's okay to esteem them highly. I know a lot of brothers be very humble, be like, no, brother, I'm just another brother. You know, I don't want no credit. But the Most High said it's good to esteem them highly that deserve it, that put that work in for their work's sake. And then read the last part.
And be at peace among yourselves.
And be at peace with these people that are not afraid to correct you. Don't hate them. That's a treasure, the Most High said. Didn't you read that earlier? That's a treasure. So with this knowledge and wisdom, Most High has given me on how to choose friends, counselors, brothers, etc. The Most High has sent certain men over me in my life to admonish and exhort me, to motivate me, to warn me of the judgments of the Most High, and to teach me the laws of the Most High God, and to fear the Lord our God, you know, with all my heart and all my soul, you know. Just like in Thessalonians, I'm going to forever esteem these men highly, you know, because they have proven themselves to me to care about me, my salvation, my soul, my family, my kids. And, you know, I'm always be forever grateful for these people. And ultimately the will of the Most High. Because if you reproving your brother or teaching your brother what's expected of him of the Most High God, you know, you're doing the will of the Most High. Okay. And just a quick shout out, my brother Jonathan and Andrew from Sons of Zion. They planted the seed, doing their street teaching videos, laboring, and one night, you know, just came across it. You know what I'm saying? It happens like that. You feel me? And I sat and watched like a 2.5 hour video, just stuck me to the screen. I don't even think my attention span would have been 2.5 hours for nothing. I don't know how it happened. I just watched the whole thing and I was like, damn, how come I never knew this? You know what I'm saying? Of course, Ratazan Aram, you know, motivated me, pushed me to do better, you know, being counselors, being someone I could call on at any time and is willing to give me an honest, rooted knowledge from the laws and statutes and the commandments, you know, not sugarcoating nothing, giving me the harsh truth, you know. I'll always forever esteem them highly, you know, for that. And of course, my brother Namanawa, you know, although he be much younger than me, his mind is according to me. You know, I know his fears. He knows my fears, and it's a righteous fear. Hey, the brother feared not making it to the kingdom. We like-minded. You know what I'm saying? We're like-minded.
I'm right with you.
And Gadal Ray with me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, there you go. All praise to the Most High. So, you know, these are two are better than one friends, I call them. Two are better than one counselors. You know, I know if I fall, they'll pick me up and hold me accountable. And, you know, I'll do the same for them. You know what I mean? So let me get Sirach 6 and 14.
Book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 14. A faithful friend is a strong defense.
God, a faithful friend, faithful. What does faithful mean? Faithful is matter of fact, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Faithful. Faithful.
I got it. You got it? Go ahead. Faithful, remaining loyal and steadfast.
Remaining loyal, no matter what. No matter if it's hard. Okay. Now I'm gonna get faithful in the blue letter. It's H539. Okay. Sure. Established. Verified. They got the blue check mark. They're going to keep it real no matter what. They verified. Okay. Stand fast. Trust. That's the type of friend that is a strong defense, because you could count on them. You could count on them to keep it real with you. Go ahead.
And he that have found such as Salakia, such and one have found a treasure.
So this is, I thought we went to this already. That's why I asked you. So one, when you find a faithful friend, remember he said 1 out of 1,000, right? You know, some people don't ever find a faithful friend their whole life. I think I got one friend from high school that I never got into it with, that ain't never crossed me somehow, you know, some way. One. You know what I mean? So a faithful friend is like a treasure. So once you do prove a friend, you know, keep them around, man. You know, I would love everybody from the world of Israel to come into the truth, but you know, even if you're not in the truth, when you get a faithful friend, keep them. Okay. Let me get verse 15.
Verse 15. Nothing doeth countervail a faithful friend.
Countervail means neutralize or compare to. Nothing can compare to a faithful friend. Salaki, let me get it over here. Nothing can compare to a faithful friend. No money can buy that type of asset. So when you find it, when you prove one, you know what I'm saying? Keep them around. You know, show them that you appreciate them. You know, keep that strong bond. Go ahead.
And his excellency is invaluable.
Invaluable, priceless. Keep going.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life.
Faithful friend can heal you. Literally. A faithful friend can heal you by not being a yes man and telling you the truth. Okay, how do you find a friend like this? How do you think you find a friend like that? How do you think you find a brother like that? Huh? Finding someone that's like-minded? It's a lot easier to find him if he's keeping the commandments. That's close to what it's about to say. On the same path, go ahead and read it.
And they that fear the Lord shall find it.
If you fear the Lord, you're going to find him. If you fear the Lord, the Most High is going to give you a friend like that. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of things people want, a lot of blessings that people want, you got to follow commandments before you get them. The Lord waiting on you. What is it saying, Jeremiah? Your iniquity have turned away these good things. Most High waiting to give you that friend. Go ahead, read the next verse.
Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also.
Read that again.
Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright.
So if you fear the Lord, you're going to direct that quality treasure friendship. You're going to lead it right. You're going to respect it, and you're going to reciprocate the same things that he gives you as far as being real, not being a yes man, holding him accountable, et cetera, et cetera. Read on.
For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also.
So how you are, your neighbor, a real neighbor, a two is better than one friend, he's going to reciprocate that back to you. And if he doesn't, that's not the type of friend, the type of person you need to seek counsel from. Okay. Let me get Ecclesiastes 7 and 16.
Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter.
Hold on real quick. Yeah, somebody talking stupid. Looked like Morocco, Ali, Ishmaelite. idolater. Soon you may stop your own ethnic cleansing and genocide and or even know what these terminologies mean. I know what ethnic cleansing means. I know what genocide means. That misconception that all so-called black people are stupid is exactly that. It's a misconception. And if you know anything, you would understand that the ethnic cleansing and genocide in our community, we understand it very well. And exactly what I'm doing right now is stopping the ethnic cleansing and genocide, because there's brothers that's right here in this room right now that would have been cold-blooded killers if it wasn't for this truth. So go ahead and scoff somewhere else, man. You put Angel's comment up so we can get this guy off the screen. All right.
Look at Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 16. Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise.
Don't make yourself over wise. What does that mean? Don't think you know everything. You go to Isaiah 5 and 21. We could go to a lot of places. Okay. Don't think you know everything. Don't think you don't need counsel. Don't think you can make decisions on your own, or decisions without your father, or decisions without the blessing of the body. Because you are going to trip. You will trip. Especially our young brothers and sisters. Young brothers and sisters, don't think you could choose a wife by yourself. And especially our sisters, don't think you could choose a husband by yourself. Don't think you could change a worldly female into a righteous woman. Don't think you could change a worldly man into a righteous man. I'm sorry. Don't think you could do it. You will be wasting your time. You know how they gonna change? If they sitting up in this seat with you. They sitting up in here with you. And I'm not talking about making a cameo. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a buck. Don't make yourself overwise. Don't think you know everything. And that's out of love. And I'm only saying that out of love. I'm not saying that because I'm a hater, because I don't want you to have fun, because I don't want you to live your life. I'm saying that out of love. Okay? And these are the type of friends, these are the type of counselors, these are the type of people you want in your life. People that's going to tell you like it is, because your heart is desperately wicked. Your mind is not going to even know what's good for you. Who can know it? Isn't that what he said? Who can know it? Most High telling you, you don't even know what's good for yourself. Let me get Proverbs 11 and 14.
Book of Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall.
Where no counsel is at, where people don't take counsel, people make mistakes. Isn't that what I just said? When you don't take counsel, you will make a mistake. And the more and more counsel I get, the more and more I want it. Hey, sometimes my wife will call me and be like, hey, brother, XYZ, think I'm going off? Like, hey, be blameless. If you even think it's wrong, don't do it. I think they might be cooking pork back there, but I don't know. Don't eat off it. Don't eat off it. You know what I'm saying? That's counsel. Go ahead.
But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
When you have multiple counselors, there's safety. Hey, if you call 3 brothers and they tell you the same thing, and you was going route A and they told you B, and you know these brothers love you and they prove themselves, hey, you might be going off. You might need to go down lane B. Even though in your mind you might be thinking, oh, these brothers can't tell me what to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Who these brothers think they is telling me, you know what I'm saying, telling me this? Hey, it's out of love. I don't wish to tell no brother what to do or no sister what to do in here just for the funk of it. I don't think I'm better than nobody. If I say anything, I'm kind of reserved. I don't really, talk to people much about anything other than the scripture. So if I mention something to you about something that I noticed, and there was a brother in here, I'm not gonna say no names. I feel bad because I noticed some things about him, and I should have said something, and I didn't, and the brother fell. You never know. His blood might be upon me. You know what I mean? So you can't be scared to speak up, man. That's the type of counselor people need. Okay. So, like I said, I get counsel. Just because I'm a teacher, it don't make me perfect, or like I don't need counsel or correction. That's what it means in Ecclesiastes 7:16. Don't make yourself over wise. Don't think you are above. Because I know one thing for sure, ain't nobody above judgment. So if you're not above judgment, you're not above counsel. Okay, go ahead. Say something.
God, and if you feel like you can't take counsel from somebody that's in the camp, you might think about changing camps.
God, all praise to the Most High. God, you know, and that's coming from, you know, a brother who, you know, respects younger Jakes than him. That's a humble thing. It's some Jakes that feel like I can't. Some Jakes that probably come and be like, I can't be in this camp. I'm gonna listen to some Jakes that's like 10, 15, 20 years younger than me. You know what I mean? So let me get Job 4:3 to the point of what I'm speaking on right now.
Book of Job, chapter 4 and verse number 3. Behold, thou hast instructed many.
So you've instructed many. You a mighty teacher. You street teaching. You know what I'm saying? You confounding people. You know, helping people. Go ahead.
And thou hast strengthened the weak hands.
You've even strengthened weak hands. You've made people that were weak to sin and lust and fornication and adultery and pork. You didn't strengthen those hands and made them, you know, through the Spirit turn away from sin. Go ahead.
Thy words have upholden him that was falling.
Like I said, you've spoke mighty words. You've, you know, lifted people up in the Spirit. Go ahead.
And thou hast strengthened the feeble knees.
Go ahead.
But now it is come upon thee.
But now it's come upon you. Well, now that lust or that transgression or that need of correction or that need of counsel, you know, or that reproof, you know, or something you were confounded about come upon you, and now you scared to seek counsel because you think you above it because I'm overwise. Hey, how can I seek counsel? I'm such and such, you know, or a brother corrected me, you know, or somebody saw something and spoke up on me, and now I don't like that brother because who is he to speak up on me? You know what I mean? Read that part again, the last sentence.
Verse. Where was that?
Verse.
But now it has come upon thee.
So now correction has come upon you. The need to be taught has come upon you. The need to be corrected or judged has come upon you. Go ahead.
And thou faintest.
And now you faint. You such a mighty teacher and such a mighty speaker and such a mighty man. Now when you need to be corrected, I can't say. You faint. Okay, hold on. Go ahead, keep on reading.
It touches thee, and thou art troubled.
And now you troubled. This is the same person telling brothers the law ain't grievous. But the brother reproving you, and now you faint and you troubled. What happened to all that faith that you was trying to tell other people they should have? You know, what happened to all the if you got ears to hear, brother, what happened to your ears to hear? You know what I mean? Keep the same energy. When you correcting people, when you correct it. Keep that same energy. Okay? Otherwise, most likely, you're just a hypocrite. And you want to be that teacher for vainglory. Be careful of why you do this. If you're doing this to out-precept somebody, you might want to examine yourself daily, like the Most High said, and wonder if you're really in the truth. Okay? Because when we spoke on this earlier in soldier class, the Most High can use you as a vessel to pull somebody that's the elect in and spit you out. I pray to the Most High God, I'm not in that lane. I really do. You know, test your spirit daily. Let me get Proverbs 9:8. Don't ever assume that you are above counsel. And the Most High is laying out how to find a counselor. If you're not in the truth, first of all, you need to come into the truth. You need to put your friends on. You need to bow down to the laws of the Most High God. And you need to find a camp where your heart bear witness, where your spirit bear witness, and you need to start learning, because it's a lot. It's not just the 10. I'll give you an example of one. If your wife have a daughter, you're not supposed to lay with her for 80 days. How many people knew that? Of course you know that, am I? I'm talking about before the truth. I didn't know that. Nope. For a son, it's 40, and for a daughter, it's 80. Yeah. So brother go off, don't even know it. You know what I mean? Hey, you took some counsel, brother. Say if you say, hey, you know, my wife is pregnant, you know, I just wanted to get some counsel on the situation. Hey, maybe that'll come up in the counsel. Hey, brother, when she had a baby, you can't lay with her for 80 days if it's a female. Some brothers some brothers got kids, and some brothers be in the truth and got pregnant females in the cut, don't nobody even know about. But yeah, cold game. So Proverbs 9:8.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 8.
Brother say, brother can't tell me nothing. That's my wife. I don't need to let brothers know about her. That's my wife. I lay with her. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you know the truth. You ain't gonna know that. You ain't gonna know that law unless you just really read. Unless you read like Kalab. You ain't gonna know that. My bad, Kalab. I keep putting you out there. Go ahead.
Reprove not a scorner.
So a scorner is H3887 in the blue letter. It means a mocker or a teacher, in the sense of somebody that feels like they can't be taught. Somebody, when you share the truth with them, they want to mock it and scoff at it. Don't try to correct a scorner. We talked about Ezekiel. Yes, you're supposed to correct your people. You try to attempt to correct your people, but once they become in the spirit of a scorner, someone who can't be told nothing, or someone who mocks you, it's not profitable to even talk to them no more. I don't care if it's your mama, your sister, you're wasting your time. Most High said, don't even pray for them. Waste of time. He not gonna hear it. Until they hear him, he not gonna hear them or hear your prayer for them. Okay. Go ahead.
Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee.
Because he gonna hate you. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. The brother I said that I grew up with that want to gangbang now, right? In his 30s. I done told him the hood don't respect you. They talking about you. They say you not from the hood. You claiming you this and that. But he still want to be, super duper on social media. I'm not going to continue telling him that over and over. He going to end up hating me or feel like I'm trying to embarrass him or I'm trying to son him or something like that. I told him, I said what I said, and that's it. I'm not going to keep on reproving a scorner or somebody who think they know it all. Go ahead.
Rebuke a wise man.
Hold on. First, go to Ezekiel 33:6. Just to prove all things really quick. Because like I said, I'm not telling you don't correct people, because like you said, open rebuke is better than secret love. Go ahead.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 33 and verse 6.
And I grew up with that brother. I love him. I do love him. That's my brother from the sandbox. Go ahead.
But if the watchmen see the sword come and blow not the trumpet.
So if you see destruction coming to one of your brothers and you don't warn him, that's what a trumpet is, a warning device. Go ahead.
And the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he is taken away in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at the watchman's hand.
So just to clear it up, especially us in the truth, if you don't warn your people, at least a good, nice, firm warning where they understand what you're saying, you bring the scriptures out, they know they're not supposed to eat pork, they know it's very clear to them. if you don't do that at least once, first of all, you don't love them. Second of all, you know what I'm saying, if they get destroyed in their iniquity, that blood is on you. Thus said the Lord. But it's a balance. Don't try to reprove a scorner. Okay. Keep on going on that way. Where I got you at? Proverbs 1
Proverbs 9 and 8.
9 and 8. Okay. Let me get Proverbs 1 and 7.
Okay. Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction.
So remember that fools are people who despise wisdom. We're going to go back to that proverb. We're going to go back to Proverbs 9, okay? So, but go to Sirach 22 and 13. That's super bad, huh, Victor? Exactly. Like Mark said, when he was smoking, drinking, chilling, you know, et cetera, all the homies was there. Now he in the truth and they slid. They don't want nothing to do with him. That's not a real friend. That's not a real friend. That's somebody who got a free blunt off of you every once in a while. Maybe a free drink. You know what I mean? I had the pool at my house when I was growing up. Brothers got to swim, smoke, chill. Mom's making tacos. They wasn't about to tell me, hey, you shouldn't be doing that unless they really love me. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Yes, Sirach 22 and 13.
Book of Sirach, chapter 22 and verse 13. Talk not much with a fool.
So talk not much with the fool. We just established in Proverbs 1 and 7 that a fool is someone who despises wisdom. So don't talk much with people who despise wisdom. Going back to the point of don't try to correct a scorner. Some people you just gotta leave alone and leave them be. Even if you love them, you gotta leave them be, because you ain't gonna get nothing but negativity. You're gonna be troubled by that person. Go ahead.
And go not to him that have no understanding. Beware of him, lest thou have trouble.
So you're gonna have trouble. You're gonna have trouble if you keep trying to reprove fools. Okay. Let me go back to Proverbs 9 and give me verse 8.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 9, verse 8. Reprove not a scorner, lest he hate thee.
And the flip side now.
Rebuke a wise man, and he will love thee.
You're gonna know who's wise, because if you rebuke somebody in righteousness and you got the scriptures to back up what you're saying, and you correct that Jay, he's gonna take that correction and he's gonna love you for it. Because that's 1 out of 1,000. It's that person that's different. It's that person who gives you something that is not normal, something that you're not used to. You're used to people just being yes men. It's quite similar to, when a man in the world, when a man is dating a woman and he doesn't ask for sex, he gonna stand out from all them other jakes, because they definitely that's all they want to do. First night. Now, and then the man who come and take her to dinner and, make sure she walk on the inside, make sure she don't get wet when it's raining, hold the umbrella for her, take her home, take her to her door, and don't try to grope her or do nothing inappropriate or forcefully. He's going to stand out. He's the one to get played in the world, yeah. And the truth is a little different. But he don't always get played though. Every woman is not crazy like that. Okay. But our women are crazy though. And our men are crazy too. I mean, yeah, I want the women to jump on me. He is talking about women. Nah, we crazy too, man. Okay, so rebuke a wise man and he will love thee. Go ahead.
Give instruction to a wise man and he will be yet wiser.
So you give instruction to that wise man, he's going to become smarter. He's going to take that correction and run with it. Again, we're not perfect. Our hearts are desperately wicked, but chasing being blameless, chasing perfection. Okay, go ahead.
Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
So teach a just man, he will not just increase in his learning, but he will go ahead and take that correction, and he won't just accept it. He's gonna go and he's gonna spread that, and he's gonna spread that order that was given unto him, and that's a righteous thing. Okay. Let me get Proverbs 12 and 15.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 15.
Again, to the point that nobody is above counsel. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
The way of a fool is right in his own eyes.
So you could be foolish and feel like you're right. Back to the point of being a reprobate and not even know it. You could be foolish and think you good. Okay. You could be foolish and not have and be doing something that you should be ashamed of, but you think it's right. Okay. So I'm gonna show this video real quick because I thought about this when we talked about shame. And this is fair use. Thank you, brother. See, that's a good brother right there. You're looking out. I'm gonna take my lesson down like they did the Chicago one, man. Yeah, they flagged it for fair use. I put a lot into that lesson too, but hey, it is what it is, man. Maybe I'll do it again one day. Okay. All right, there we go. Let me see. All right, let me see. There we go. Okay, cool. So she documented all the men she had since 2024. We just started 2024. Okay. This is what happens when you don't have no shame. This is what happens when you are not rooted in the law. This is what happens when you have yes men and yes women around you. One of her homegirls should have told her, girl, you nasty. And this is what happens when you hard-headed too. I hope somebody told her. So I'm just gonna play this. It's nothing vulgar, but it is disgusting nevertheless. Hold on. So let me count them. What, that's 3 already? Okay, that's 2, 3. What? Let's say 2. Let's be kind. That's 2, 3, 4. Hey, she got his homeboy right next to her. You never know. They probably both. He probably next. No shame. And if they kissing like that, trust me, they getting it in. Trust me. Hey, this might be the female reincarnated from the well. Christ said you got 5 husbands. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she got 1. Look at that 6. Look, he looked like Ishmael. So she tribe hopping, race hopping too. Hey, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Cause she going out having a good time. They buying her drinks, probably sliding a little money in her pocket, Her friends probably, giving her bad counsel, probably telling her, girl, go ahead and get them for that money. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. You young. Live it up. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad.
This is oppression. You are thoroughly defiled. Her family watch this, they should be mad. They should be mad. If this was my sister, I would be pissed off. Go ahead.
And a gift destroyed the heart.
But these gifts of drinks and nights out and, you know what I'm saying, whatever kind of monetary gain she gets, it didn't thoroughly destroyed her heart. And you see in the comments, she living her best life and moving like a nigga is all. We do it, so F it. Live your life, sis. This is what brother's telling her. This is what damn Jay telling her. You should be ashamed of yourself, brother. You should be ashamed of yourself. This is the type of counsel our people are getting. Okay? Yeah, celebrating with Kevin Samuel died, who, you know, he had some controversial points, but he was kind of keeping it real. She's dating, not sleeping with. May the best man win. I'm here for it. Why is everyone assuming she smashed all of them? You tongue kissing them? They didn't win it. Did they go into her? Their tongue went into her. I mean, you all call, you know, you want to be technical. You ain't supposed to be doing this with nobody but your husband. You know? So yeah, this why y'all hating on her? Man, do this all the time. This is the counsel you get in the world. Hey, come up out of it. Edomite. Ugh. Disgusting. No shame. This is what a lack of shame will get you. Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 12 and verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is a rottenness to his bones.
Hey, she's rotten. She probably got STDs, man. She probably rotting them brothers. You never know. It don't look good. You kissing on them. What they got herpes or something? You know? What they got warts on their mouth? You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. Live your life, sis. That's what they said. So let me get Proverbs 12 and 15 again.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes.
Hey, she feels like she's right, obviously, and she's foolish. In her eyes, she ain't doing nothing wrong. And the people in the comments, how do you know she's smashing all of them? Hey, you know what? She might as well be. Okay? And she probably is. So you can believe what you're doing is right and be wrong. That's very possible, especially in the world, but even in the truth. That's why everybody, I would say, needs counsel. Everybody should have somebody that they could go to for counsel. Safety through much counsel. People to hold you accountable and keep everything kind of black and white. That's what I like about Soldier's Class. That's what I like about this body. We come across subject matters and we make it very clear what's acceptable and what's not. And we use the scriptures, not our feelings. There's no gray area. When you kill those gray areas where people start being in that spirit of it might be lawful, but not expedient. You know, those are little chinks in the armor that can creep sin through there, and they can breed you into doing some felonious stuff. You know what I mean? And this, when you take these type of corrections, that's when you see who you really are. Don't let pride be your destruction, the destruction of your family, or even worse, the destruction of your salvation. Let me get Proverbs 25. You know, more shame, less pride. More counsel, less thinking you know it all. You know, less alienating yourself. Okay? Counsel. I don't think we talk about this enough. Take counsel. Have that brother you could call. Go ahead.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 20 and verse 5. counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water.
Hey, sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too. Sometimes counsel, the thought of another man counseling you, or the thought of needing counsel, especially if it might be with or about your wife or kids, places where men a lot of times think they don't need help. That could feel like you swimming in deep water, like you don't want to do that. Okay, go ahead.
But a man of understanding will draw it out.
A man of understanding will get out that deep water and pull that counsel out and figure out, you know what I'm saying, how to get yourself to the mindset where you ready to take some counsel, where you ready, you know, to have someone to hold you accountable. Because that's the whole point of a camp, isn't it? What you in a camp for if you don't want to take no counsel? You might as well just do it at home by yourself. Let me get Proverbs 12 and 15.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 15. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes.
So again, it reiterated the same point that we said in Proverbs 12 and 15. Go ahead.
But he that hearkeneth unto counsel is wise.
He that hearkeneth to counsel is wise. That's the flip side of, you know, a fool being prudent in his right eyes, like Isaiah 5 and 21 says. And let me get Proverbs 28 and 26.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and verse 26. He that trusteth in his own heart is a fool.
It's desperately wicked. If you trust in your own heart and you think that what you come up with is always right, go ahead.
But whoso walketh wisely, he shall be delivered.
But when you walk wisely and seek counsel in all things, like the Most High God said, and do everything else the Most High God said, you're going to find peace, love, joy. You're going to find solid friends. You're going to find real friends, friends that prove themselves to really be out for your best interest. Okay. And with that, I'm going to conclude. You know, straight to the point. We need counsel in Israel. Nobody is above counsel. Not the bishop, not the, you know, not anybody, not your favorite teacher. Everybody should take counsel and examine themselves daily. Okay. And let me see what they're talking about. Real fam. Yeah, we are real fam. The 12 tribes scattered abroad. All them different spirits, right? Patricia said that sister taking on all them different spirits. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, madness. That's right. That's right. I'm glad our people waking up. I did see some people in the comments like telling her she was tripping, basically, too. Said her pH is unbalanced AF. Let me see. Somebody said, "What's her at? I want to block her so she don't get me too." Let me see. Imagine thinking this is a flex, right? Imagine thinking that's a flex, man. It's crazy. It's madness. Yeah, we always be getting off real quick, so I just want to, you know what I'm saying, talk to the people a little bit. Let me see who else is leaving comments. Good lesson. Thank you, Victor. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I hope everybody was edified. I hope everybody was reminded, you know, of what's required of us to make better decisions and, you know, be held accountable. And with that, I'm going to say shalom. I appreciate you, Makazah. Appreciate you. Shalom.